Can we have an honest conversation about gas prices? Because too much of the U.S. media chatter is distorted to the point of being dishonest.
Higher gas prices is a small sacrifice to make.
Many politicians act as though it's President Biden who caused inflation and that he can fix this. No, I mean, he did not cause the war which caused prices to surge.
And you heard the President of the United States going to say Putin's price hike.
Putin's price hike.
A Putin price hike.
Putin's price hike.
And Putin's price hike is a great way to message it.
Yes, of course, Putin's price hike. That's a great way to message it. The truth, after all, doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Biden and the Democratic Party's green policies had no influence on the oil price whatsoever. Only mentally ill, tinfoil hat-wearing, bigoted racists would make such outlandish claims. Let's have an honest conversation here, and as always, the most honest thing we can come up with is to find a straw man and blame everything on him. Remember how Putin debated the evil orange man and announced how he would not subsidize the oil industry, stop fracking, and not issue them any new drilling permits.
And what about fracking?
All right, let me allow Vice President Biden to respond.
I never said I oppose fracking.
Would there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated and no more subsidies for either one of them. I am not banning fracking. Let me say that again. I am not banning fracking, no matter how many times Donald Trump lies about me.
You said it on tape.
I did show the tape.
I'm talking about stopping fracking as soon as we possibly can. No ifs, buts, and maybes about it.
I would not stop fracking. I'd gradually move away from fracking. I would just not do more fracking on federal lands.
Put it on the website. The fact of the matter is he's flat lying.
Obviously filthy lies. He never said such a thing. Almost as wrong as the Hunter Biden laptop hoax, which also turned out to be true. Awesome strategy to admit that during the war panic, by the way. But since the election is won anyway, who cares?
Would you rule out banning fracking?
I do rule out banning fracking because the answer, we need other industries to transition to get to ultimately a complete zero emissions by 2025.
I have one more question in this pod, and then we have.
He was against fracking. He said it. I will show that to you tomorrow. I am against fracking.
Just take a look, okay? You don't have to agree. But I want you to look in my eyes. I guarantee you, we're going to end fossil fuel, and I am not going to cooperate.
I love, Republicans saying it's Biden's gas pipeline. Bye, Biden's.
Bye, Biden. Yeah, that sounds awesome, actually. Or did he by any chance heard of the word? Greta Thunberg would be also proud of him. Good Grandpa Joe.
He said he's going to stop the Keystone pipeline, and I did. And that's the reason prices went up. Folks, let's get something straight here. The Keystone pipeline was 2 years away and had been 2% finished. Give me a break.
No one ever claimed that the pipeline was your only failure which led to the rising prices. There are many contributing factors, and some aren't even your fault, Grumpy Grandpa. Just the most.
I'm sick of this stuff. We have to talk about it because the American people think the reason for inflation is government spending more money. Simply not true.
Indeed, debasing the currency has never in the history of mankind led to inflation.
Inflation goes up today. The president's statement blames the Putin price hike. Are you guys just going to start blaming Putin for everything until the midterms?
Well, we've seen the price of gas go up at least 75 cents since President Putin lined up troops on the border of Ukraine.
And last month, the statement didn't mention the Putin price hike. It mentioned inflation because of the pandemic. Why is that?
Well, Peter, last 2 years, there was a global pandemic.
You may have noticed this week that your gas prices have gone up. I want to talk to you a little bit about why. A lot of it has to do with Vladimir Putin.
You need to be honest with the American people.
Somehow I doubt you will.
The battle for freedom has its cost here at home as well. People are already feeling Putin's price hikes at the pump.
The larger issue about Putin's tax.
I've said that for years. Never let foreign dictators dictate your taxes.
That's really Putin's gas hike. That's his gas hike. So much of this increase in the gas tax, gas price started weeks leading up to what happened there.
Exactly. I hereby officially request to call her Stammerer or Mumbler Pelosi from now on. Speaker seems so unfitting at this point. Inside Trader of the Year would also be possible, of course.
I would say that since President Putin began his military buildup on Ukrainian borders, the price of gas at the pump in America has gone up 75 cents.
No, I mean, he did not cause the war, which caused prices to surge.
And you heard the President of the United States going to say Putin's price hike.
Putin's price hike?
A Putin price hike.
Putin's price hike.
And Putin's price hike is a great way to message it.
Putin's gas hike.
I'm going to do everything I can to minimize Putin's price hike here at home.
Is this a threat? Oh my God, please don't do anything. You'll just make it worse.
No new fracking. And I'd gradually move away from fracking.
And I think it's critically important on day one that we end any fossil fuel leases on public lands.
What about, say, stopping fracking and stopping pipeline infrastructure?
They want to do the same thing I want to do. They want to phase out fossil fuels, and we're going to phase out fossil fuels.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
One final question.
Would he close down the oil industry?
It falls.
Would you close down the oil industry?
By the way, I would transition from the oil industry, yes.
Oh,
I will
that's
transition.
a big statement.
It is a big statement.
That's a
because
big statement.
I would stop.
Why would you do that?
Because the oil industry pollutes significantly.
I see.
Here's the deal. But
That's
you
a
can't
big
do
statement.
that. Well, if you let me finish the statement, because it has to be replaced by renewable energy over time. And I'd stop giving to the oil industry. I'd stop giving them federal subsidies. He won't give federal subsidies to the gas. To solar and wind.
Yeah.
Why are we giving it to oil industry?
We actually do give it to solar and wind.
We have
That's
one
maybe the
final
biggest
question.
statement in terms of business. That's the biggest statement.
Okay.
Because
We have
basically
one
what he's
final
saying
question,
is he is
Mr.
going to
President.
destroy the oil industry.
And by the way, the American people just trying to stay above water don't understand this.
Astounding. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all the good stuff. Have an awesome day. See you next time.
I'm sick of this stuff.